flow. Let's begin on our bellies in child's pose. Come to a kneeling position on your mat. You can have your knees together or you can put some space between them. Check back on your toes, make sure they're not overlapping. You don't want to cut off your circulation. Inhale, lifting your hands up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Keep the spine really long, going to stretch your hands out in front of you and relax your forehead down towards the ground. Let your elbows come to rest on the ground. Relax through your hands and fingers. Close your eyes and start to call attention to your breath. Start to take nice, deep, long, full breaths. Breathing in and out of the nose with the lips sealed. Find your ujjayi breath. This is a nice, loud breath. Sounds like the ocean in the back of your throat, moving in and out. Focus on the sound of your breath, letting it fill your mind completely, pushing away all other thoughts and bringing you fully into your body, here and now, at this moment, between the four corners of your mat. Feel your back rising and falling with each breath. Feel your lungs filling up with fresh, clean air on every inhale and emptying out all the way with each exhale. Notice the temperature and the texture of your breath moving through your nose. Bring your awareness to your fingertips, feeling the texture of the mat or maybe the floor beneath you. And then notice all the points of contact your body makes with the earth. Feel the ground underneath you, the earth supporting you, a full plane of support under your whole body. Do a quick body scan here from the tips of your fingers, working your way through your arms to the back of the neck, the facial muscles, relaxing the jaw. Move down through your spine, into your hips, and through the legs, all the way to the toes. Make a note as you go through each body part of anything that feels off today, any sore spots, and remind yourself of any injuries you have, old or new, that may affect your abilities to come into a pose. Remember that every body is different. We all have our own unique history. And it's really important to take that history into account while moving through the postures. Feel free to modify or take a break whenever you feel the need. Just making this practice your own. Take a few more deep, full breaths here, just being inside of your body. On your next breath in, lift your chest up, coming to hands and knees tabletop, and adjust so that your knees are right underneath the hips. Wrists come right underneath the shoulders. Move through cat-cow, warming up the spine. Inhale, belly drops down, shoulders roll back, gaze comes up. Exhale, tilt the pelvis down, round out through the back. Relax your head and neck down, gazing through the knees. Keep moving just like that. Find your own rhythm. Always going with the breath. This should be a constant slow motion here. Come back to a neutral spine. Let's come into thread the needle. Inhale, lifting your right arm high, stretching the fingers up. Exhale, send the right arm through underneath the left and come to rest on the right shoulder and the right cheek. Left hand can crawl forward, getting a nice stretch through that arm. You can also take that left hand and wrap it back behind you, reaching towards the right hip. Or you can just leave it where it was and drop your elbow down to the mat. If you want to challenge the core, lift the left leg high, push through the heel, flex the toes. This is a real balance challenge here. So if you have that left arm up and over your body, you might feel like you're about to fall over. You can drop the left elbow down to the mat, and that'll help you stabilize. Take one last big breath in here. Exhale, dropping the left knee down to the mat. Unwind, breathing in, pushing through the left hand. Lift your right arm high. Stretch the fingers up. Give your wrist a couple turns. And set your right hand back down on the mat. Switching sides, left hand comes up. Big breath in. Exhale, left arm goes through underneath the right, coming to rest on the left shoulder and the left cheek. Same options with the right hand. You can crawl your fingertips forward, stretching out through the arm. Wrap the right hand back, up and over for a little twist, reaching towards the left hip. Or if you want to challenge the core, leave the right hand where it was, drop the elbow down to the mat. Inhale, lifting the right foot up, push through the heel, flex the toes. Take one last big breath in here. Exhale, release your right knee back down to the mat. Unwind, breathing in, pushing through the right hand. Left arm comes up high. Give your wrist a couple turns. And set that hand back down on the mat. Come into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, tucking the toes, lift the hips up. Heels are reaching towards the ground in downward facing dog. They don't need to touch. Knees pushing back towards straight, but they don't ever need to be perfectly straight. Just find your comfort zone. Shoulders stretching down the back towards the hips, out of the ears. You can move around here. Bend one knee, then the other. Just get the blood flowing through the legs. Bring your big toes together to touch. Lift your right foot up high. Take a deep breath in. Bring your gaze forward towards your hand and try to float your left hand off the mat. It's okay if you have to tap it down to the ground to keep your balance. See how long you can keep it up above the mat. And anytime you feel wobbly, just drop those fingers back down to help stabilize. One more big breath in. Exhale, dropping that down. And bring the right foot through between the hands and drop the left knee down to the mat. Rise up on an inhale, making your way to low lunge. Push the shoulders down, turn the pinkies in. Spine is nice and straight, stretching up towards the sky. One more big breath in here. Exhale, twisting to the right, left hand drops across the right knee. Reach that right arm back. Maybe you can line it up with the back leg, or maybe it's just reaching towards that direction. On your next inhale, lift your hands back up overhead. Exhale, release, drop your hands down, framing the front foot. Tuck the left toes under. Left knee pops up, look forward, take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the left foot up to the right. Forward fold at the front of the mat. Take a half lift as you breathe in, lengthening the spine. Pull the shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold forward, relaxing everything down. Inhale to standing, bend your knees, unroll the spine one vertebrae at a time, lifting the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Straight back down, inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, keeping the spine really long. Half lift to breathe in. Double dip chaturanga. As you breathe out, plant your hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway, elbows tucked in, back up to breathe in. Back down again. As you breathe out, you can always drop the knees down to the mat. Up dog or cobra, breathing in. If you come into cobra and the legs are on the ground, keep your elbows bent. Exhale, downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Left side, bring your big toes together to touch. Inhale, lifting the left foot up to the sky. Bring your gaze forward towards your hand and try to float that right hand off the mat. It's okay if you keep feeling like you're going to lose your balance, just bring the hand back down. We're just testing our limits here, finding the edge. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the right hand back down. And step the left foot through between the hands, dropping the right knee down to the mat. Rise up on an inhale, coming to low lunge. Turn the pinkies in, pushing the shoulders down. Crown of the head stretching up towards the sky. One more big breath in here. Exhale, twisting around to the left. Right hand reaches down across the left knee. Can line it up with the back leg. Maybe it's just reaching towards that direction. On your next breath in, lift your hands back up overhead. Exhale, release, drop your hands down, framing the front foot. Tuck the right toes under, right knee pops up. Look forward, take a deep breath in. Exhale, stepping the right foot up to the left. Forward fold. Take a half lift, breathing in, pull the shoulders down the back, opening up the chest. Forward fold, breathing out, relaxing the upper body down. Inhale to standing, bend your knees, unroll your spine, letting your arms dangle down till you lift your head up, and then bringing the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Straight back down. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold forward, nice long spine, hinging from the hips. Half lift, breathing in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out, plant your hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway, don't go below the elbows. Back up to breathe in. And halfway down again as you breathe out. Up dog or cobra on the tops of the feet as you breathe in. Exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Lift your right foot high. Take a deep breath in. Step the right foot through between the hands as you breathe out and rise up on an inhale to crescent lunge. Feet are kind of on two different train tracks here. It's hard to balance if they're right in line with each other. Both toes are pointing straight forward. Front knee has a nice deep bend in it. Crescent lunge is a balance challenge. You can find your balance first, and when you're ready, inhale, lifting the hands up, turn the pinkies in, pushing the shoulders down the back. And bring your hands to heart center, coming into a twist here. Take a deep breath in, stretching the spine really long. Exhale, twisting to the right. Tuck the left elbow outside of the right knee. Push your hands together. If it's okay on your balance, you can start to bring your gaze up. If you're feeling a little wobbly, keeping the gaze down towards the floor might help you with your balance just a little bit. On your next breath in, rise back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, opening out. Warrior two. Pivoting the back foot around, bringing the feet perpendicular to each other. Front heels intersecting the back heel or the back arch. Look at the back hand, make sure it's nice and high. Gaze comes right over the front middle finger. Inhale to reverse, where your right hand comes up, arcing overhead. Left hand can either stretch back down the back leg or wrap back behind, reaching towards the right hip. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, transitioning to extended side angle. Drop the right elbow down to the right knee and reach your left arm overhead. Try to imagine here that you're making a straight line from the left middle fingers all the way through the left heel. It's not perfectly straight. The body has lots of curves in it, just as straight as you can make it. Let's do those two poses 3 more times with the breath. Inhale, rising up, reverse warrior. Exhale, slowly transitioning back down to extended side angle. 2 more times. Go at your own pace with your breath. You don't have to stay with me. We'll have a chance to meet in downward facing dog later on. And last one, inhale, up, exhale, back down again. Sorry, that was only 2. One more time. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. On your next breath in, come back up to warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, framing the front foot. Lift your right leg high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, double dip chaturanga. You can always drop that right foot down to the mat. If you like, drop the knees down to the mat. Up, dog or cobra, breathing in, coming onto the tops of both feet. Exhale, roll over the toes. Lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Let's try that sequence on the left. Left heel comes up high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, stepping the foot through between the hands. Rise up on an inhale to crescent lunge. Both toes pointing straight forward on 2 different train tracks. Front knee, nice deep bend in it. Hips squared off towards the front of the mat. Back heels lifted. Arms are up, pinkies turned in. Push the shoulders down the back. Coming into our twist. Hands come to heart center. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting to the right. Tuck the left. Tuck the right elbow outside of the left knee. Push your hands together, coming nice and deep into this twist. If you're feeling pretty balanced, maybe you can bring the gaze up. Start to feel wobbly, drop that gaze down to the floor. On your next inhale, rise back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, opening out. Warrior two, pivot the back foot around. You might want to widen your stance here a little bit. Check on your foot positioning. Feet are perpendicular, arms both nice and high, checking on that back hand, and then bring your gaze over the front middle finger. Inhale to reverse warrior. Left arm comes arcing overhead. Right hand can stretch down the back leg or wrap back towards the left hip. One more breath in here. Exhale to extended side angle. Left elbow drops to the left knee. Right arm reaches overhead. Try to make a nice straight line from the right middle finger all the way through the right heel. Three more times, going at your own pace with your breath. Inhale, rising up to reverse warrior. Exhale, slowly sinking back down to extended side angle. 2. Just going with your breath. And last one. Rising back up to warrior 2 as you breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the front foot. Send your left heel up high on a breath in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Keep that foot up for an extra core challenge. Drop it down to the mat if you like. Inhale, foot comes down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, rolling over the toes. Lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Drop your knees down to the mat and then bring your knees together to touch. One more core strengthening exercise here. Lift the right foot up. Push through that foot as if you're stamping your right foot into a wall behind you. If this is already challenging, just stay right here. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you can lift your left arm up as well. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, elbow to knee, coming into a little crunch. 2 more times. Inhale, stretching out your arm and leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. And last one, inhale, stretching them long. Exhale into your crunch. Stretch your arm and leg out long. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Hand and knee back down to the mat. Switching sides. Inhale, lifting the left foot up. Push through the heel like you're stamping that foot into a wall behind you. If that's enough, stay right there. If you want a bit more, right arm comes up as well. Big breath in here, stretching really long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more times. Inhale and just stretch it out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last one. Inhale, stretching long. Exhale to your crunch. Stretch your arm and leg out really long. Take one more breath in. And release. Hand and knee back down to the mat. And make your way to a seat. Boat pose. This is a really good core strengthener. Let's just start by bringing our knees pointing straight up to the sky and clasping your hands around the outside of your knees. Sit up really straight and tall, lengthening the spine. We're going to try to keep our spine exactly where it is. Release your hands from your knees. Tuck your fingers in the creases of both knees and lean back just a little bit, keeping that spine really long. Start to float your feet. If this is enough, you can stay right here. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you can release those hands out to the side. And if you really want to strengthen the core, try some boat sit-ups. Inhale, straightening the legs, leaning back, but don't touch the ground. Exhale, coming back into boat. 4 more times with the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knees back to the chest. 3, 2, and last one. Drop your knees, your feet down to the mat, and then bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the hips. Gently rock your knees side to side. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees open out wide to the sides. Interlace your fingers. You can tuck them underneath the feet or just around the fronts of the toes. Pushing down on the knees, lift up on your spine. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, fold forward over the feet. Open out your elbows. You can push your knees down with your elbows. Keep your spine really long going down. Once you find your edge, you can round out through the back. Relax your forehead down towards the ground. If you like here, you can release your hands from your feet and start to crawl the fingertips forward. On your next breath in, lift your chest up. One more time, knees pointing towards the sky. Windshield wiper the legs side to side. And make your way onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forehead comes up to your knees, curl into a tight little ball, squeezing everything together. Release your head back down to the mat. Open out your arms wide in a T. Hands can be up or down. And float your legs in a tabletop, 90 degrees in the knees and hips. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, dropping the knees down towards the right. Don't touch the ground. Back up to center as you breathe in. Exhale, down towards the left, keeping them up above the ground. 3 more times on each side, going with the breath. Exhale, lowering down towards the ground. Back to center as you breathe in. And to the other way as you breathe out. 2. And last one. Come back to center as you breathe in. Exhale, this time all the way to the ground, releasing your knees down towards the right. Try to keep the 90-degree angle in the knees and hips. Right fingertips can tuck inside the crease of the left knee to help the legs stay down. And then bring the gaze over to the left hand to complete your twist. Release your right hand back out to the side. Lift your knees up to center on a breath in. Exhale, dropping them down towards the left, all the way to the ground. Left fingers can tuck in the crease of the right knee to help the legs stay down. Gaze comes over to the right hand. Release your left hand back out to the side. Inhale, knees come up to center. Exhale, drawing the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs and lift your forehead up to your knees, curling into a tight little ball. Release your head back down to the mat and find your way to Shavasana, our final resting pose. Adjust your clothing as needed. Legs can be straight out, or you can bring the legs into easy pose or Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. However you are most comfortable here is fine. Close your eyes. Release your body. Feel yourself melting into the ground. All the tension flowing out of you. Release your breath. Make your way back to natural breathing. And release your mind. Just watch your thoughts come and go like the ocean waves. Find a few moments of stillness to complete your practice today. Blink your eyes open and start to make your way back up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me today for yoga. Namaste. I have an exciting announcement to make. I have decided to offer outdoor social distancing yoga classes in my backyard. So if you are interested and you live in the Reno area, please feel free to contact me, morarachey@gmail.com, spelled just like my YouTube name. I do have limited capacity. We need to make sure that we all have space to stay apart from each other and follow the regulations, which are no gatherings over 10 at this moment. So it's important to RSVP. If that's something you're interested in, let me know.